Hello guys, welcome back onto the Dutch Couch. 113 days since Ruben Selles was appointed at Sheffield United. He got the tin tack, he's out of there, you're sacked, get another job son. I've got to say, unbelievable to think that, for me personally, the right man left there in the summer. Chris Wilder, the word on the street is he's coming back. Sheffield United through and through. He bleeds Sheffield United, he is a blade to the core, right? Perfect. This guy is everything that Selles, for me, at Sheffield United is not. Chris Wilder's teams, he demands hunger, fight, passion, love for the badge. This team under Selles was everything but that. They were spineless, toothless, clueless for me. Every time I see Sheffield United play, they look like they could concede goals. I watched the game at Ipswich the other night. They got tonked. They started well. They just folded. Absolutely collapsed like a deck chair. It was embarrassing, shocking. More importantly, for me, Wilder's teams do the basics. This is what I wasn't seeing from day one when they got spanked at home by, I think it was Bristol City 4-1. They got pumped. They don't do the basics right. They just look lost under this man. He looked lost. Disconnect between him and the supporters. This was never going to work for me. Never going to work. Crazy appointment in the first place. They look soft. Selles teams look soft. That's one thing you can never throw at a Chris Wilder team. All right, Chris Wilder's team, they let in a lot of goals in the Premier League, right? But let's get it right. There's a massive gap now between teams in the Championship and the Premier League. When you go there, you're expected to concede lots of goals. The financial differences and the players that you can attract in that division is unbelievable. I think he's done a great job every time he's been at Sheffield United. This will be his third spell there. And there's no surprise that he keeps coming back and they keep wanting him back. The fact that they let him go in the summer is still beggars belief for me. Absolutely ridiculous. But being strong defensively is what Wilder's teams are built upon. Total difference to what I'm seeing this season. Like I say, I think they've conceded 12 goals in the league. I think they've only scored one goal. That is abysmal. That is shocking. Appointing Selles, for me at the time, just seemed a bit strange anyway. Even stranger than letting Wilder go. It spanked me of maybe one of those, we'll bring a foreign manager in because it's the thing to do. It's the clever thing to do. I think these owners now are sort of obsessed with everyone's a Pep. It's not possible. It is not possible. You haven't got the players capable of playing a certain way. And some of these managers, are just, because they're a foreign manager with a foreign name, sometimes it's just fashionable. Sometimes I think you need to stick to the values and the DNA of what makes your club so special. Chris Wilder, for me, epitomises that. He is everything that Sheffield United stands for. And there's nobody, in my opinion, I don't know what the opinions, I think Sheffield United fans in general, I'm saying about 3/4 will be buzzing about this news. But there's going to be some who are like sort of, I think we need to go a different direction. You've tried that with Selles. You could tell even after 5 league games and a cup exit in the League Cup, it weren't going to work. It was impossible. It was just disjointed. It wasn't going to happen. I think sometimes you need to go back to your roots. Some people say it's not always good to go back. With this man, I think this place, it's just a calling for him. I think it's his calling. Sheffield United and Chris Wilder, for me, are a marriage made in heaven. They really are perfect for each other. I'm looking at Ruben Selles. I just don't think he could get the message across. Either he couldn't get his message across to the players, or they just didn't understand what he wanted, or they didn't want to play for him. That's an interesting one. I'm not sure if they wanted to play for him. The performances that I saw, they didn't look like they was running through a brick wall for the manager. You'll get that with Wilder. Players, his man management skills demand you want to run through a brick wall for this manager. Simple as that. I've seen it over years and years and years. I've not watched every Sheffield United game, but every time I've seen a Blades team play, they are full of passion. And that is what those fans, Yorkshire, I said this on a video the other day, right? Yorkshire is my favourite place to watch football. And I said on the video the other day also that Bramall Lane is my favourite ground of the 92. Them fans are unreal. That place rocks. brilliant location. I just love everything about Bramall Lane. Those fans demand passion, and if you don't give them that, you won't get nothing back. You have to earn the love of the supporters, and I'm not sure a team under Ruben Selles was going to do that. Impossible for me. They lack the basics needed to compete. The basics are being able to defend, at least work, run, want it, put a challenge in, look like you're giving everything. I didn't see that with them. Didn't see that in those 5 games. And the results prove that. You didn't lose 5 games out of 5 by coincidence. It was because you were shit. And the other team wanted it more. The opposition gave more on the day. Simple as that. I mean, Selles comes in. He goes out to the League Cup. I think they lost to Birmingham, maybe at St Andrews. They lost the 5 league games, but it was the manner of a couple of those defeats in particular. I spoke about the Ipswich game, the 5-0 defeat. They just collapsed. It was as if, oh, go on, you've spanked us from behind, just take us, we can't take no more, we've give up. Opening day, you get banged, you get pumped 4-1 at home by Bristol City. That just set the precedent. That set the tone for what was to come. I know there was a couple of away narrow defeats. I think you lost at Swansea, Millwall beat you at home as well, you're on your ground. I think you lost to Swansea away. It's poor. It's poor. I don't see where the goals are coming from. I don't see how the goals stop going in against. Defensively, I thought Tanganga was a fantastic signing. I know Godfrey's getting a lot of stick, but Tanganga will come good. He's a very good player. I really like him. I'm looking at Wilder coming in now. He's coming in. I know last season he finished on, I think, 92 points, right? But he got the sack. They lost in the playoff final to Sunderland. For me, they looked comfortable till 75 minutes. As soon as Sunderland scored, I think there was only one winner. They scored 2 goals in the last 15, right? So they lost their chance of going into the Premier League. God knows what would have happened in the Premier League anyway. I think that would have been a bridge too far. But he's lost his job there. Selles has come in. Just not worked. He's coming into a totally different situation. They've had a high turnover of players. I think they've signed 14 players this summer. Most importantly, they've lost a few key players. They've lost key players. And in the Championship, this is an unforgiving league. Sheffield United predominantly have been at the top end of the Championship, right? Automatic places or playoffs, thereabouts. With the players that you've lost this summer, it was always going to be tough. Regardless of the manager, even if Wilder was here this season, with this team in particular, losing those key players, it would have been tough. I don't think a Wilder team in the Championship loses 5 games in a row and looks like they concede every time the team attacks them. Don't think it happens. I think he's too disciplined. I think he plays too compact. They're too predictable. They're too easy to play against at the moment. This team of players, it's going to change massively. Totally different situation he's coming into. He's going to have to steady the ship from day one. They've got two home games. I think they've got Charlton at home and Oxford away coming up. If Wilder comes in, for me, Sheffield United win those 2 games. The manager bounce will be massive. If those fans, like I think they will be, I'd love to get your opinions in the comments, Blades fans. I think the Blades fans on the whole will be absolutely buzzing over this. I don't think they'll be of an opinion of, oh, it's not the same old shit again. I know it probably weren't, I heard it wasn't the best to watch last season in the Championship. The football wasn't champagne football. But I don't think the Championship, I don't think you're able to play champagne football over 46 games or whatever it is in the Championship. That league is so demanding. That league is so tough. You cannot play that football constantly in the Championship. I'm sorry. Even in home games, teams are at you. This is real football for me. Forget the Premier League and all the pretentious bullshit and all the tarts, basically. This is proper football. I love it. The Championship, I've said it on other videos, for me, the best league in the world. I love it to bits. And Sheffield United are a big part of this. It's going to be tough for them, but I do think 2 wins from the next couple of games, that will set the precedent. And I think if it's if I'm led to believe it's true that Wilder is coming in, he's going to get announced today sometime, I think they'll go on a run. And I wouldn't put it past Sheffield United under this manager getting into the playoff positions in no time. This is how good I think this man is. He is, you've seen it in the past, even in the Premier League. Tactically, this guy is adaptable. I love the fact that he had the 3 centre-backs when they was in the Premier League, but those centre-backs would attack from wide areas. At the time, it stunned people. And at first, it really worked. People couldn't deal with it. They didn't know what they was facing. It was innovative. It was like, what's this guy thinking? He is adaptable. He likes to play through the midfield. I love him. I think the guy, biggest thing I like about him is his personality. When I look at him, and his man management, from what I've read, the interviews I've seen, stuff I've read about this guy, his man management skills are second to none. He makes players feel 10 feet tall, makes them feel like they can achieve anything. You only see that in the first time they were back in the Premier League. That first half of the season, mate, they were a revelation. And it wasn't because they made massive multi-million pound signings. It was because this guy had a group of players there, a squad of players who believed in what he wanted them to do. And they believed that they could succeed with it. And they did it. They were brilliant. Excellent that first half of the season. The future looks poor on the basis at the moment for the Sheffield clubs in the Championship. Both Sheffield clubs are sitting there in the bottom 2. Wednesday are in absolute crisis with their owner. I've done a video on Chanziri. Absolute div of a guy. Peasant. They're in trouble. They're in trouble big time. But they're still a point ahead of United somehow. So in a deeper crisis football-wise. But there's only one club I can see with a bright future here at this current moment, and it's United. They get this guy in, even if it's probably going to be another stopgap. You know that. But then if they have to make the right appointment long term. I'm hoping this guy comes in here for long term again, because I think he's capable of building something again. He's got a great eye for talent. Great eye for young talent in the lower leagues, scouting network and that he uses. I think, yeah, it's top draw. It's going to be interesting though, because, like I say, the Championship's unforgiving. You could either win 4 or 5 on the spin, or you could go on another run of losing 5 on the spin. It's a 50-50. It's a coin toss. But they made this appointment, and they made this decision on Selles at the right time. They couldn't let it. After this 5-0 defeat, there was no way back. It was done. I think it was done before that. I don't think the fans seemed like they was having him anyway. But definitely, I believe this is definitely right appointment. A man who bleeds Sheffield United through and through. Bring him in. Get the ship steadied and move on. But yeah, I can only hope and wish Sheffield United fans a bit more of a better future. It can't get any worse, can you? You've not picked up a point yet. So 3 points against Charlton will be absolutely amazing. I think you'll get them. I'm not a gambling man. I used to be. Got me in a lot of trouble. If I was a gambling man, I'd have some money on Sheffield United with that manager bounce at Bramall Lane with that crowd, which is, like I said, for me, the best in the country. I think Charlton will get blown away. And I really hope so, for your sake.